Hey guys, I've been asked to do a video tutorial on how I make my bath bombs. I've been making them now for about 2 years. I actually really enjoy making them. And I've tweaked the recipe here and there to get them just so. And I do have to tell you, every once in a while I still have a batch that just don't turn out right. I think a lot of it depends on the weather or something. I'm not really for sure, but anyways, the weather's really nice today. Warm, dry, so we're gonna get started. This is just my bath bomb essential toolkit that I keep all the time because it's got my measuring cups, it's got my molds, my plastic cups, my whisk. I keep everything right there together. So I'm going to start with baking soda. 2 cups of baking soda. You can use any brand you want. A little shy of 2 cups on this box, so hold on. I'm not very good at opening these boxes that have the little, the little scores on the side where you push in and open the flap. It just doesn't work out very well for me. So I love these big boxes here. So 2 cups of baking soda. Then citric acid. This is my favorite kind right here. I ordered this from Amazon. I think you can get it from Walmart.com. I've never actually seen this in the store, but some of the bigger stores may have it. I'm not sure. Not this much anyway. Maybe around canning time they'll have it. But anyways, I do 1 cup of this. 1 cup of citric acid. Epsom salt. We do 1 cup of Epsom salt here. Sometimes this clumps up, but whenever I get it all whisked together, any of the little clumps, I just try to break them up a little bit. One cup. Then I use 1 cup of cornstarch. Now, in the place of cornstarch, if you wanted, you can use powdered milk. I do that mainly in like bath bombs that I'm going to make for kids. Like sometimes a bath bomb with a surprise inside or something. Because the powdered milk causes the bath bombs to kind of bubble and foam a little bit. But I don't care for the way it feels in the bath as well as the cornstarch, because it's almost like it's not sticky, but it's, I don't know, not as smooth. And I like the smooth, but for a kid, I think they like the bubbles. Okay, for my coconut oil, I use the solid organic, cold press, unrefined coconut oil. I have tried the fractionated coconut oil before, but this the bath bombs seem to harden up better with this. Sometimes when I use the fractionated, it's like they were too oily. And anyways, I just pop this in the microwave for about 30 seconds to a minute to soften it up to where I can dip it out. And while that's melting, I'm gonna whisk together all this dry ingredients here. And these clumps, just clump them up, because the citric acid and the Epsom salt, sometimes it gets a little clumpy. Just make everything smooth and pretty. Sometimes you get like a little powder in the air. My hands always look like this. So for the meantime, we set this aside, and I get just a little plastic cup. I'm gonna take my jacket off. I just feel like I can work better without a jacket. Okay. There's my coconut oil all melted. Sorry about that. I dropped my tablespoon. Anyways, this is my tablespoon. I use 4 tablespoons of the coconut oil. 1, 2, 3, 4. Also, I always get the coconut oil that's in the glass jar because it melts better in the microwave, because ones with the plastic jar usually have like one of those foil tops that you peel off, and you can't hardly get all that off and put that in the microwave because it'll pop and explode and all that. So this time I'm going to make my peppermint eucalyptus. This is my most popular bath bomb. Anyways, I've got peppermint oil. Art Naturals is my favorite. This is Art Naturals also, eucalyptus. You're going to do 1 tablespoon of essential oils. So I do half and half on the peppermint and eucalyptus. This bath bomb, it's just really strong smelling. It's great for sore muscles after a workout or whatever. Or if you're not feeling well, you know, it's good to clear your sinuses too. The eucalyptus is great for that. So 1 tablespoon of essential oils. Then 1 1/4 of a tablespoon of alcohol. You could use water in its place, but since I switched to using the alcohol, it has helped harden the bath bombs harder. I do 1 1/4. I don't use a separate, I just kind of eyeball it. 1 1/4 tablespoons of this. Now, if you use powdered food coloring, which like this brand is L'Oreal. I do like this, but it gets kind of pricey because just one of these is enough for like 2 batches, so maybe 3 depending on what it is. But I'm out of blue, so I'm using the liquid bath bomb colorant. If you use the powder, you mix it in with your dry ingredients. If you use the liquid, just put it in with your liquid ingredients. There's no science to it, you know, however you want to. Just depends on how colorful you want them. Color really doesn't matter. It just makes them look prettier. Anyways, just pour it in here. When you use water in place of the alcohol, you have to mix it a whole lot slower, or else it's going to really start bubbling up on you. But when you use alcohol, I just pour it in here and I start stirring. I get it good and mixed up. pretty that is? I take my hands and I go through the bottom, you know, try to get some of the dry off the bottom, make sure that I've got it mixed in good and there's no big clumps or anything like that. See, it's still pretty powdery, but if you clump it together, it stays, okay? So let me grab some wax paper. I like these sheets like this. Easy to use. And I'll just take a pan. This is a pizza pan, but you can use any pan you want to. And I just layer it with the wax paper. One little extra thing that I do on my bath bombs, like I try to make them look pretty, do something different. I'm putting a little bit of Epsom salt in a jar. I'm adding a little bit of green food coloring. I pictured eucalyptus being green. I don't really know that it is, but I thought, you know, this way too, like if you do more than one kind of bath bomb that's blue, if you do something a little bit different to certain ones, then you can keep track of which is which. So I've just put a little bit of green food coloring in with some Epsom salt. All right, take my molds. I put just a little bit of this Epsom salt on the end of one of them. Take your mixture, I pile it extra high there like that. Do both sides like that. See how I got that? Smash them together. Rake off all the excess around the edges. Get it as tight as you can get it there. And you pull it apart. Look how pretty that is. You should be able to hold it easily. Lay it on the wax paper. This recipe that I just did makes about 8 to 9 bath bombs. And anyways, this is what the finished product looks like. Isn't that pretty? Yeah. I'll let them sit out for, at least 24 hours, sometimes longer, depending on the weather, because they should be good and hard after a day, but after they have hardened up really good, I shrink wrap them. That preserves them, keeps the scent in. It's super nice, but anyways, that's how I make my bath bombs. And like I said, practice makes perfect. When I first started using these, sometimes I couldn't even get them out of the shell. Just keep practicing, you'll get it. Thanks.